right, so go ahead and go to TradingView. And we're going to open up a new tab. Probably might be a good idea to go ahead and make a profile as well. So like if you want, you can pause the video, go make you a profile, and then you can start having watch lists and stuff like all this stuff over here. But it's not important right now. I've already got all my colors on here. And so one of the first things that you want to do is we want to go to NQ1. And so whatever you pull up with, it's probably going to be Apple up here at this top left, right? You're going to click on that button. And this is going to give you all the symbols. And it's got all the symbols for just every single thing you could possibly think of. Anything that's traded publicly. What we want is NQ1. NQ1 with the question mark. And then you're going to click on this one. All right, so that'll get you started there. That'll open up your NQ1 chart. And then the next thing that you want to do is you want to get anywhere on your canvas, this being the background, and you want to right click. Come down to settings. All right, there's a lot going on in here. You can change a bunch of stuff. Right now, the only thing that I want to do is I want to change your candle bodies from green and red to green and black. Red is an emotional color. And if you start seeing red, you will freak out. So then you can just select on your color that you want. You might want these to be, I don't know, purple and gold. You can make them whatever color you want to. Just don't use red. So I've got my green. You can change the opacity here, right? So you can, if you see on the back side of my chart, you can see these starting to, like if you look on the canvas for the colors, you can see them filling in and out. Okay. For the bodies, you just want them to be a little bit gray. You just want to see them kind of dull. And again, you can play around with this as much as you want to. I'm just showing you how to do it. And then make your borders and your wicks black. All right. Next thing that you need to do is come down here and set your time zone to UTC -5 or whatever New York is. This is going to change when we do the time change here in a couple of weeks. It'll then be UTC4. But everything that you do on every single chart needs to be on New York time. Everyone uses New York time. All right, let's see what else for. Not worried about the status line. Not worried about anything in here. Let's say you want to change the background of your canvas. You want that to be a little dimmer. Again, these are things you can mess with, however you want those. And you can change your text and all that other stuff. Like, totally up to you. Anything on trading. I think most of this stuff is going to be on default anyhow. But you definitely want to make sure that you have your orders set. Like you want to have your positions. You want to have your orders set. Extend the price lines. And orders and executions on screenshot. Okay. Alerts and events. You don't have anything there. All right. Up here at the top, you see this little button down here? It's going to be your drop down. These are where your indicators will be. And we're going to go ahead and delete that because you don't necessarily need the volume right now. All right, so there's at least your chart and your canvas. When I give you some more videos to look at, there's a couple things that I just want to show you real quick. All right, so these are called wicks, and these are the candle bodies. Wicks, candle bodies. All right, let's look over here on your left side, your far left side. At the top, we have our tools. We'll click open that, and you can see what I have available. So go ahead and mark your trend line, and you definitely want this horizontal ray. These two are going to be these three right here: the trend line, horizontal ray, and the horizontal line. I use those three the most. When you star those, you're going to get them in a toolbar right here. Okay. Come in here, trend line, horizontal ray. Here's my horizontal line. Click on the bottom of this wick. And where else do we want to click? Well, price just dumped all day today, so I guess it doesn't really matter. It's still dumping now. Anyhow, these lines are good so that you can see highs and lows. And I'm going to mark this one. How about this? This was a high, and this was the low. This was a low. Notice how price broke that low. High, low. All right. Over here in our in this Fibonacci, I don't think we're going to have you do anything in there right now. In our forecasting and measurements tool, you want to add the long and the short position. I'll probably show you how to use these in another video. And then your text tool. And so you should have a few of those at least up there. I think that mine is new enough that it knows my pattern. All right, so there's enough at least to get your chart set up. And again, it's going to take you a minute to get this figured out, but I just want to give you a couple of basics to understand just to get your brain thinking. Oh, I'm sorry, you need one more tool. We need, where is, you need the rectangle tool. That was under this little paintbrush. You need the rectangle tool. I'll put this over here. This is the rectangle. This is actually a fib retracement. Our long position, short position. I have a GAN box, which I can talk about later. Right now, I just want to get you some basic tools. Our trend line, horizontal, vertical, and then this horizontal ray. And you can change the colors of these to suit whatever you want to, right? Like this is pretty much just any other drawing tool, Photoshop, or any of that stuff. I can change the line colors. I can change the opacity. I change, if you were drawing in PowerPoint, the same principle. You can get settings and you can make templates, all kinds of stuff. Not super important right now. There are a couple of important things that I do want to talk to you about. You can scroll on your bar to make your candles bigger, and you can zoom that in a little bit. I'm going to grab the rectangle tool, and I want to use, see the bottom of this wick right here? You know what? Go to your indicators tab, and then I want you to type in ICT gaps in volume imbalance. And then star that, and it'll be saved in your favorites. We're going to add ICT gaps in volume imbalance. Bang. already took all those out. All right, I'm going to remove this. Okay. Notice from this candle, I'm on the, oh, I'm sorry. You know what else you need to do? At the top here, select at least the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15, and the 1 hour for now. We can add more of these later. And I'll just leave this up here. You can see all the ones that I have. I got a boatload of them. Almost every time frame you could possibly want to trade on. But the 1, the 5, the 15, and the 1 hour are sufficient for you as we start to learn this. So we're going to be on the 5 minute time frame. And notice there's a gap here between the top, like the bottom of this wick on this candle, and the bottom of this wick, or the top of this wick right here. This area is called a fair value gap. I'm just going to mark this out so we can see it a little better. I want this to be, I'm going to do this red. Do this black. And that should be good right there. Right, see it? This is a fair value gap, and from this wick to the wick that was made here, there are a lot of sell orders in this that need to be filled at some point in time. Fair value gaps are like points of interest to be filled. So we got fair value gaps there. Where else? Let's come back up here to indicators. And let's type in order blocks. Flux out what? Oh, you know what? It's called volumized order blocks. Flux charts. Flux charts, order blocks. Go ahead and start that as well. Flux charts, order blocks, bang. Let's see if we can find some here. Then we have an order block up here. Price is going to make it back here some point. Don't know when, but we can assume that price is going to retrace to this point. There are a lot of orders, buys and sells from, like, this isn't just me and you buying and selling. This is Wells Fargo. This is Goldman Sachs. This is JP Morgan. This is Warren Buffett. Big name banks. Citibank, Bank of Switzerland. Just like they're trying to buy millions of shares here, and you can't just buy 1 million shares because the price would automatically go up. So they have to get buyers in order to fill all of these sell orders. There's no buying in here. There is selling, and then notice that now we have buyers, and so these orders are now filled. Okay? There's no buyers here. At some point in time, again, I don't know when, we expect price to come back up. And that might be a video for a different time. Currently, right now, I want you to get your chart set up, spend some time, getting your colors. Hell, if you want a black background, hold on, look, I got a black background with some cool blue and whites and all these other different things, and you can mess around with that as much as you want to and whatever is easy on your eyes. But we definitely want the ICT imbalances and the volumized order blocks are probably two things that'll get you started right off the bat. And maybe one more. Let me see if I can find it for you. I believe that one is called, I want to say this is going to be Fluid Trades. SMC Lite. Wait, what? Okay, Fluid Trades SMC Lite. This will probably give you fair value gaps and order blocks as well. But one thing that it is going to give you is buy side and sell side. Supply and demand, which is buy side and sell side anyhow. Maybe this one isn't something you want. We're going to make this green, see if that stands out. This black. That'll be fine. This Fluid Trades will help you see those lines better. All right, so essentially we're going from a lot of supply, and when you have a lot of supply, you need to sell it fast. And then once you're out of supply and everything's been sold and everything's been used, guess what? The demand is pretty high, right? So everyone starts buying again, takes it up to supply, comes back down to the demand, goes back up to the supply, comes back down to the demand. And so we'll use these tops of wicks as buy side and sell side. I'll have to find the other indicator, but this is sell side. And this is buy side. All right, so when price gets back up to here, we're going to sell. When I say we are going to sell, it's likely a place or a point where you can sell. There is liquidity up here. There are sellers and buyers in this region. There's especially sellers and buyers in this region. This is an order block. This is a fair value gap. And both of them are points of interest. I feel like this is probably enough to digest. And I think that if you want to get a better understanding of that, look here at this replay button. And you can go back and look at price. Down here, I'm going to use this as the select bar. So I'm going to replay. I want to come down here and use my select bar. And you can go back in time and you can start watching all of the different fair value gaps and order blocks and how price responds to it. All right, so here's our order blocks. We've got an order block right here. I'll put this on 1. I expect price to either go to this supply to take out the liquidity and then to come back down to the demand. And once it reaches the demand, I expect a reaction. Let's see what happens. Okay, price didn't quite make it up to this supply zone right here, but notice that it did tap into this fair value gap. I'm sorry, if you're looking, this is going to be on February 24th. In this time frame, I would just look at February 24th on the 5-minute. All right, so we got, man. Oh, this was 9 o'clock open. Okay. All right, somewhere here we made an order block, rejected off of it, and went into this fair value gap, and then came back down. This time frame right here is like 9:30 open. This is when everybody starts trading. This is when the New York Stock Exchange opens for the futures market. So everybody who wants all these positions that we're getting set up, these are all buy and sell orders. Everyone's getting their positions ready. And then price opens and bang. We're going up, we're going down, we're getting all those orders filled. It's like mayhem, right? Everyone's trying to get their position filled right there. Well, let's run this a little bit more and see if we don't come back down and take out this demand zone, which was our original one. Remember I said that I think that price is going to go up to this supply and then come back down here. Come on, one more. Bang. Bang. And then it took that out, right? So we didn't quite make it up to this supply zone, but we did make it up here. We got up pretty high. Everyone was able to sell. They all got their orders placed in this high range. Look, everything was sold inside of that candle, and then everything dumped. So like you can use order blocks and fair value gaps, supply and demand zone. Remember, our supply is sell side. Our demand is buy side. So we went right through that demand zone. Just no one wanted to buy at that price. And I think that's going to be enough to at least get you on the board for trading NQ futures. Your stocks that you're going to trade are going to take a long time in order to mature. When I trade these, we're talking, I see people making $4,000 or $5,000 in like 15 minutes, but they've been doing it for 5 or 10 years, right? So that's kind of the payoff. It's going to take a little time to get that good. And me personally, like, I'm up and down. Some days I'm good, and other days I get absolutely wrecked. Well, let's just see what happens here. I'm going to move this up. Let's see if we don't make it back up to this supply zone. There's our order block. We're in this fair value gap, and notice we're getting orders filled here because there's a lot of buys in this. There were a lot of sells. So we need buyers to fill that up. Bring it back down to the order block. Potentially come back up. Actually, it didn't because they just sold this all day long. So we were in this fair value gap that then turned into an order block. Price reversed. We're going to chop up and down in here. This is the 25th. This is Tuesday. And so just notice that price is just moving around, filling these orders. What our job as the trader is to find these zones where we expect price to reverse, like right here. Sold, sold, sold. came back up and hit this supply zone and then sold off again. All right. Let me see what happens if I can get in going back up. All right, so then I'm going to place a buy order. I'm going to place my stop loss. I shouldn't be that far down showing you this. And we're going to place our take profit, let's say up here. I'm about to either get wrecked or rich, one of the two. Come on, get up. I mean, you can see, like, we're moving a lot of points. And the trick is when do we sell? We could have sold right here, right? So there's this balance that goes back and forth, and we would not want to do it on this chart. We would end up doing it on MNQ, where we're only trading for like $2 a point rather than $20 a point. Come on, get up. Come on. Jump. I'm going to take it right there. Because it didn't move. Bang, there it was. It would have taken that. We would have ended up hitting take profit for $3 grand. And so this is what I trade. This is kind of my goal. So I'm not trading a stock. I'm just trading the movement of stocks. So I'm not in, I don't hold shares. I'm betting on the price to move one way or the other. And so notice we came up and took this liquidity right here, made an order block, came back down. This was news. They did that dirty. We'll take a look in here at this candle right here. I want to go on the 1 minute. Where'd that candle go? All right, this was an earnings candle. So companies came out with their earnings. This was actually NVIDIA. And so what they did is everyone who went long right here, right? Price came down. There's a lot of sell orders in this. I'm going to mark this out too, just so you can see. I'm going to mark this out right here. That's the top of that. Right here. All right. Here's all of these sell orders. And then now we're getting buyers to fill those sell orders. And when it reaches a price, everyone sells. Bang. So anybody who was long right here, if they had their take profit set way up here, lost all their money because it took out these lows right here. And then shot right back up to where, see that? And so what they did is they cleared all of this liquidity. All of these buys and sell orders that were in here all got filled. So this void was filled by these candles. So there's just a lot more that goes into it than just a couple of lines and a couple of candles and a couple of fair value gaps. Like there's a reason that price is doing what it's doing, and that might be a little much for this video. This at least gets you to where you have a chart on your TradingView. Just keep it with the basic plan. There ain't no point in getting like buying a monthly subscription or whatever. Get your chart colors set up, get your candle colors set up, and add these indicators to it. The volumized order blocks, the imbalances, and I don't even really know if this is important. I'll have to find the other one. Maybe the fluid trades is fine because it'll show you where the points of interest are and where the supply is. And as you get comfortable with that, we can move you into something new. Okay? All right, that should be good for this video.